Once your face painting is done of you and possibly your partner as well, you need to bring in your background. You should have saved a background picture that you would like to use from the internet, and it should be saved to your H drive. Once you have that picture saved for your background, you're ready to insert it into your Gimp file. To do that, go up to the File menu bar and select Open as Layers. The pictures may be in your H drive or mine are in the My Pictures folder. I have a picture of Red Rocks that I want to use as my background, so I'll click on that and click Open. You can see that the picture here of Red Rocks is smaller than the picture of the girl in the background, and I need to make them the same size. Sometimes you'll bring in a picture that is very, very large, and I will need to show you personally how to take care of that to bring it down to size. Go over to the toolbox, and there is a tool called the Scale tool. Click that on, and then click on your picture. Ignore the window up here that says Scale. We're going to ignore that for now, and we're just going to grab the corners of your picture and drag it till it meets the corners of the girl in the background. So we will just stretch that, make sure we've lined everything up just perfectly, and once we've done that, I'm a little short at the bottom, let's fix that. Once I'm done, I'm going to hit the Scale, and you'll see that my picture has been enlarged and it totally matches the picture of the girl underneath. I want to make sure I get off my Scale tool, so I'm going to click the rectangle to deselect that Scale tool. Otherwise, every time I touch my picture, the Scale tool keeps coming up and my image will be shifted and moved. So we're going to click off of that so the Scale tool won't be a part of that anymore. Next thing we need to do is go up to the Windows in the menu bar, and there's an option called Recently Closed Docs. I will select the Layers, Channels, Paths, Undo toolbar. It appears, and it looks very similar to this. We now have two layers. The girl is actually called the background. Now, don't worry about that title. My Red Rocks is going to be my background. What we'll do is move the girl, and we want to drag and drop up until we see that dark line appear, and then let go. What happens is the two layers are reversed. Think about two dinner plates stacked on top of each other. This is kind of the same thing. We have two layers. The girl is the one that we're seeing now, but if we want to see the background, I can switch those layers. However, for now, we want to make sure that the girl's layer is up on top. Next thing, right-click on the word background, which is my girl figure, and we will go down to something called Add Alpha Channel. Make sure you click on that. Then we're going to close this particular toolbar. We don't need it anymore. What we're going to do now is erase the background, and this is the fun part. Grab your eraser, and you can start slowly erasing. My background is coming through, but it's very hard to erase at such a small scale diameter. So I'm going to boost my scale all the way up and start erasing the big chunks of the background. So you can see my background is coming in. This is where you can go ahead and erase right through your partner if you don't want your partner in that picture. If you do erase right through the partner, your background will come through. I will get rid of the big chunks, but as I get closer to the girl's head, I want to slow down. Then I'm going to go ahead and boost my zoom to about 400%. I can come a little bit closer, but as I get closer to the head, it's obvious I need to change the scale. It's a little too small, but I can kind of play with that, and then I'm going to get close enough. I don't want to hit and go through her hair, but I'm just going to very carefully cut around her hair, and then I can fill in the rest. So I'm going to keep doing this, getting as close as I can. I don't want to leave a white barrier between the background and her head, so I want to make sure I go in and carefully erase the best I can. Control Z if you need to take care of that. So this is going to take a little while, and just keep erasing. If class is almost over and you're not done erasing, there's a special way you need to save this Gimp file, or you will not be able to get back and erase the layers the next day. You'll kind of have to start over. So right now my picture here is saved as a JPEG. What I would like to do to preserve the layers is save it as a different format, and that ends in .xcf. To do that, come up to the file, save as, and what I'm going to do is, let me close this window here, I'm going to go under the area that says select file type, and I want to choose the first option, Gimp XCF file. Then I'll save it, and what you'll see is happening is the file extension up here, the .xcf, is now a Gimp file, and then when I open this file tomorrow, I don't want to look for my facepainting.jpg. I want to look for the facepainting.xcf. When I open that, I will be able to continue erasing. If you open up the JPEG and you erase it, what you'll see is you'll get a white background instead of your true background, or it might look like a checkerboard box. So be careful when you're saving, or ask me for help if you're not sure how to do this. Another thing to be aware of is the perspective. If you look at the girl in the foreground, she's a little bit too big for the people in the background. It doesn't quite make sense that she's this large. So we're going to reduce her in size, and to do that, we're going to go back to that same recently closed docs called Layers, Channels, Paths. And if I'm working on the background of Red Rocks, I need to make sure that I'm on her background. And I can tell I'm on her background because I can use the Move tool and move her around. If I want to resize her and make her slightly smaller, I will again go back to the Scale tool, make sure I'm in that layer, which is selected right now, click on her, and then I can scale by grabbing the corner. You can see there's an image in the background. That's where she is. This is where I'm moving her to. I'm going to look at it and think, yep, that might be a good perspective, and then I can hit scale. Please don't shrink your image so much that I'm not going to be able to see the details of where you did your face painting, but this looks pretty good. It looks a little more in perspective. She's standing higher and in front of the crowd. When you're done with your erasing and possibly resizing your figure or figures to fit against the background proportionally, you're ready to upload it to your Google website. This file has still been saved as an XCF, and Google will not let you upload XCF files. It won't recognize those files. So we do have to change it back to a JPEG. If your file extension up here already is a JPEG, you're good to go. If not, we have to convert it before we can get it up on our website. We're going to click File, Save As, and let's call it Final Face Painting, and that way there's no problems when we save it up to your website. We'll know exactly the right image to upload. Under the Select File area, click the plus sign to open it, and we have to scroll down to the JPEG. It's alphabetical, JPEG image, select it, and save it. I'm going to save again if it asks me. Sometimes you'll get an export window, export, save again, and once it's saved, we will see that our final face painting ends in the .jpg. We're good to go now, and we can go ahead and upload it to our Google website. We're going to put it on our welcome page, that's our home page. We're going to insert it right next to our original, and you should be good to go. I'll let you try this on your own because we've already done one image. Let's see if you can do your own. In this tutorial, I've shown you how to bring in backgrounds, how to erase and let your background come through, and how to also resize your images. Hopefully it worked out for you, and please let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.